making magic. This is the image that we're going to colour in today, and all these monkey images are from the CD The Next Big Thing, which is from Just Inklined. Now I've printed my images out onto a super smooth paper. This is a 160 GSM. I've printed each image out twice so that I can have a practice run, and then I've cut them down to what I want to work on, and this is the image that I'm going to colour in. Now all I'm going to use to do this image are the pens from Spectrum Noir, and these are the brown sets, and I'm just going to use the GB8, the GB10 and EB5, and that will give me a lovely blend for my monkeys. Now we need to look at the image and decide what is going to be in shade and what isn't, and I'm just going to colour this as if we are looking at it with the light facing straight on. I'm not worried about the sun coming in from the right to colour it, I'm just looking at it straight on. So starting with the middle pen, the GB10, I'm just going to add in the bits where the shade would be, and if you look, there are creases in the monkey's arm, and there would be shade along each of the edges, and because the hair on the monkey is jagged, I'm not particularly worried about being neat, and I'm not just going in with a straight line, I am flicking the pen in. That will help you to blend in a lot better. So I'm going under the face and along the edge of the arm, and you're only working on a small area at a time because you need to work with the pens while the alcohol is still wet, and if you try and do the whole picture, when you come back to the first part your pens will be dry and it will be more difficult to work in. So once you've put your shade in, go to your GB8. So with your GB8, flicking your pen in again, I'm just going to go over the area that I've just laid down. And I'm working in towards the centre of the monkey's arm. So once we've done that, we're coming to the darkest colour, and we're just going to accentuate those shadows. So I'm just going very lightly around the edge, and I'm only working on the bottom part to the monkey's arm. So I'm just going along the jagged bits, along where her body and her head overlap, and in the folds. Then once you've done that, you're going to blend that colour back in. So going back to the GB10, I'm just going to blend that colour back in with the darkest one that I've just laid down. Now with the GB8, which is the lightest colour, you're now going to blend that in again. So you're going over all your previously worked areas, and that will just blend in all your colours together, and you can keep working it until you're happy with the blend. Now you're going to work on each limb separately. Leave the hands and the feet alone for now, but just work on the limbs. So you're going to start with your GB10, you're going to lay down all your shaded bits, then bring in your lighter colour and add your darker shadows with your EB5, and just work on those four. So now I'm going to work on the hands and the feet. So with GB10 I'm adding in some shadow along where it would be on the hand. So the thumb would be in shadow there, and in each of the fingers there would be some shadow, and along the bottom of the hand. So once I've added those in, I'm going to blend that in with GB8. Accentuate those shadows, I'm going in with EB8, and I'm just going to add a little darker colour along the edge where the fingers would be and where the thumb would be in shadow, and then working backwards from GB10 up to GB8, I'm going to blend those colours in. And working on the same principle, I'm going to do the other hand and the 2 feet. So now we're going to work on the face, and again with GB10 I'm going to add in the shadows, which would be inside the ears and around the hairline and inside the nose and along where the hand would leave shadow. And I'm also going to go around the outer edge of the face. So to give some shape to the face, I'm going into the middle part with the lightest colour, and again I'm just flicking in towards the centre. Make the face look more rounded, I'm taking the deepest colour and I'm going back into where all the folds would be in the face. So I'm going back into the nostrils, along where the eyes would leave a shadow, round the fingers and around in little motions just around the edge of the face, and then working backwards from GB10 to GB8 I'm going to blend those colours in. Now the next part is to colour in the body, and you need to put the shadow around where the baby is lying on her tummy. So I'm using GB10 and I'm just going to go around the edge of that baby and leave the shadow. I'm continuing with my shadows under her face and around the edge of the body, and I'm just flicking in towards the centre. Now once you've done that, you can blend all that in with your lightest colour. So this is GB8. So just to make her look a little more round, I'm using EB5 and I'm going back around the edges with the darker colour and into the folds in the skin, just to give her a little bit more shape. So with GB10 we're going to blend in that dark shadow, and then we're going to go back into the middle of the tummy with GB8. So there we've got the shape to the mum monkey. We're going to work with the baby, and because he's only a little baby, he's not quite as dark as his mum, so I'm going to go over the whole of the monkey with GB8 and pick out the shadows with GB10, and you're just going to blend him in exactly the same as you did his mum. So there we have the mum and the baby, and they're holding on to a branch. So we're just going to colour that in, and I'm going to start with the dark colour with EB5. I'm just going to add some shadows in where her hand is gripping the branch. And just along the bottom edge of the branch, just to give it some shape. And then using GB10 and GB8, I'm going to work those two colours in to blend the dark one in. So So there we have the finished monkey with her baby hanging onto the branch, but she's just hanging in midair. So I'm going to use a background called Cloud Effect, and if you look at the video that will show you how to get this look on your cards. So I'm going to go away and do that now, and then I'll come back to you. Now once you've got your colouring done, to add some texture to the hair on the monkey, you can take your blender pen and you can just use the fine tip and dot onto your object. But here's a quicker way. Put some of your blending solution in a spray bottle and take a small piece of your old towel, and then all you're going to do is spray some of this blending solution onto your towel, just a couple of quick spritzes, and then dab it onto your monkey. And if you can see, it's just bleaching out the colour now from her tummy area, and that is adding texture to the hair. So there we have the sky effect behind the monkey, and I'm just going to trim this now into a square ready to add to my card. Once your image is finished, you may not have a backing paper that goes with that image. So all you're going to do is take a piece of paper that's the same as you've coloured your image on. You're going to use a ruler and the same 3 pens that you've coloured your image with, and all you're going to do is just draw random lines on that paper anywhere you want, checks, stripes, and you can use the thin end and the fat end to the pen. And that's all you're going to do, and that will make your paper blend in with your image. You have a couple of cards made from the same images from Just Ink Lined, with my own backing paper created to blend in with the colours that have been used on the card. And all we've used are 3 pens and a little bit of distress ink just to create the clouds.